Hello viewers, my name is Evangelist B. I have arrived again. Brothers and sisters, I want to use this opportunity to engage you with a little discussion about this man called Magnus Oraka. I saw a video that Magnus Oraka from UROBO, the Warri area, riverine areas of Nigeria called the Zoo in the eastern part of Nigeria. Some time ago I've made video about Magnus Oraka, and when I saw a video he made and literally castigating IPOB and the leadership of IPOB, referring to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as one person that speaks and other follows without questioning. And secondly, he concentrates much on victimizing or intimidating the Igbos and saying that the Igbo people are too pompous and arrogant and too proud. I see it as an intimidation, and I made a video about it. Today, I saw another video that Magnus Oraka made. He talked about some people called him UROBO people and asked him for them to start their own organization. Maybe they call it UROBO Liberation Frontier. And he said he agreed, and the people suggested that he should be the leader. He said within space of time, they reach up to 100 people. And it's not up to 1 month, I guess. They start fighting for who will be the leader and who will not be the leader. And eventually, he disassociates or distanced himself from that organization and now realized his faults and came back to IPOB to speak or write article, make video and talk good of IPOB. From his own mouth, some of our people now begin to bombard him and accuse him that he is a rebel, which I support 100% that Magnus Oraka speaks like somebody who is educated, but I do not see his reasoning as someone who is educated. I used to tell people that one thing I found out in the study of philosophy is that speaking English, knowing how to speak English is different from education. English is an expression, is a language, is a linguistic kind of which anybody could have interest on a certain language and try to learn it. English does not make Chinese not to manufacture and go more faster technologically and more than the Europeans, and in production lines, in computer line, in science. Chinese, they are not speaking English. They are ahead of the Westerners and the Europeans today. And Aristotle and Socrates told us that in language does not mean that someone is educated. So speaking a certain language, the education is application of any field that you are trained with. If you can be able to manipulate things and be able to produce things and be able to explain some certain things which you show that you have the capacity, the knowledge-based foundation to be able to prove what you know beyond reasonable doubt. That is education. He make example of children when you give them blocks, plastic blocks. You don't teach them. The children learn by error and trial and error, as he explained it. I think Socrates said that these children, if you want to talk about education, you should learn from the children. They build the blocks. Nobody tell them how to build. They break it. They formulate it into another shape. They break it. This is a part of education, he said. So let me go straight to what I wanted to say today, because I don't want to take much longer time. Everybody knew quite all right that when Magnus Oraka came in to attempt the Biafran cause, he came being so critical. He came with the criticism just like Clayton Odo. The same pattern is what they are using. The same pattern is the same thing that Osare Dokubo is using. These people don't have any knowledge on how to run organization, but the little grammar or English they knew, maybe because they are opportune from childhood to continuous education, and they're able to train themselves on how to use vocabularies, and they think that they have gotten everything, but that is not. I'm just trying to explain to you what is real education. This pattern is the pattern that these three men came up with. Bombarding our leader, criticizing and saying, oh, nobody speak to them, nobody criticize them, you don't criticize them. If you criticize them, oh, they will attack you, they insult you, they abuse you, all this nonsense. Our leader, Mazen Nandekan, have studied black people, studied the nature of Igbo man, UROBO man, Ishekri people, and the Ijaw people, Yoruba people, Hausa people, before he made up his mind to choose the pattern which he wanted to use to run this organization called Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, in short form. Now, Mazen Nandekano came up with this idea. Nobody liked this idea. Even at the beginning, myself, I was like critics, but I wasn't too inquisitive to come out in the public and begin to criticize and condemn it. But when I saw his courage about this Biafra, I was motivated to join him, because I saw that what he was doing is the right thing that he's doing. At a time I was even, when he came to Cork, I told him that he should mellow down the way he talks and the way he mostly concentrating on criticizing the churches and everything. But at the end, I found out that the thing he's saying about the churches and the leadership and everything is exactly what the church is doing. So why wouldn't we speak this truth, and why wouldn't tell them the truth? The truth is too hard to hear. It's bitter, but anybody who have a good, clear conscience will see the truth and accept it. So when these three men, Magnus Oraka came in, Asore Dokobo came in, Clayton Odo came in, they were saying that IPOB is no-go area, they are insultive, they are idiots, they are useless people that are full up there, that no organization will be able to run without people answering questions and debating things and suggesting things. In fact, if you follow them, the approach they used from the beginning, they wanted to be noticed. But Nnamdi Kanu said no. If you want to be a member of IPOB, you have to go to a local unit where you live. If you don't have one, you form one. Then from there, you make your contribution, you discuss as a family, then you will be able to suggest whatever you want to suggest. But there is one thing he said, which every one of them, while they were coming to approach at IPOB, they should have known that there is no way they can change that equation. They can't solve that problem. They can never handle that situation the way they are coming. He made it emphatically from the beginning that it is command and control. Many people misunderstood what he meant by command and control. He maintained and explained it explicitly that command and control is because black people cannot do something consistently for 6 months, not talk of 1 year or 3 years, without fighting and disorganizing and dissolving it. That we are not consistent. 2, we are not disciplined enough. So the command and control is means to discipline people, to bend you down, condition you that we should be disciplined enough to allow ourselves to be able to be governable. Remember, the Britain, one of the greatest things that makes him to hate the Igbos, he said that Igbos are ungovernable people. That is our nature. That is what we are saying, and that makes Britain. There is no other thing that makes Britain. Forget about we saying we are intelligent. We are not intelligent than Britain. But why the Britain hate the Igbos is not able to organize themselves. They term us to classified us to be ungovernable people. Now let me go straight to Magnus Oraka. In my studies of philosophy, we were told there are three components that you are going to use to be able to determine falsehood. We use logic to determine falsehood. When you want to find flaws into a person, the falsehood into a person or into an argument, into a debate, there are three components. Look at the critics, the criticism that the person who have that attribute of falsehood in him. Look at his criticisms. Is it logical? Number one. And look at his argument. Is it logical coherence or coherent? Then look at again the logical consistency of that individual. Look at the criticism of that individual. Is it logical? Then look at his logical coherence. Then you look at his logical consistency. Formerly, when the Magnus Oraka and people like Sarido Kubo came in and people like Clayton Odo came in, they begin with the bombardment of criticism and saying that, oh, this man how can one person be dictating who will be a Biafran and not a Biafran? That is their criticism. Now let us look into this criticism of these three men when they came in. Are you talking about who will lead an organization that you did not register? Are you talking about to determine, you are coming to determine who will be the leadership of an organization you are not a member of? When we look at it based on philosophical or human behavioral science, you see that their criticism is illogical because number one, you're not a member of this organization. Number two, you did not have knowledge of the mission or mission statement or anything about this constitution of this organization. You don't know anything about it. Number three, you have no membership of this organization. Now look at this criticism. Is it possible? Let us look at it critically. Is it possible that somebody who is not in an organization will just approach organization and say, oh, this organization, we should dissolve it because one person cannot determine who will lead this organization? Logically is complete flaw. There is flaws. There is flaws. Their criticism is biased, is baseless, because If you want to dissolve an organization, it is the one you are a boss in it. It's the one that you register. You are the CEO. You are the leader of that organization, or you are a member of that organization. You use your right as a membership, as a member of that organization, to debate, consult people, form a group, try to lobby some people to say, okay, we are going to dissolve this organization in order to be able to critically look at the human behaviors and disciplines of each and every one of us to determine who will be the leader. You can see that his criticism is illogical. Now, look at the consistency of this man again. Logical consistency of this man now. Look at it now. After all, when they tried to impose themselves into the organization, they went back. When they did not succeed, because majority, millions of people is in this organization who did not buy their idea. They criticized them and washed them off. And they succumbed and came back again and begin to talk good and say, oh, I am not trying to say that this man should be removed, but I'm trying to say that some Igbo people, they are too arrogant, and why must Igbo people be leading us, and how can we be talking about how can people that have different ethnic nationality, other nationality be by the corner, and one group of tribe claim to be the majority of the organization. You see, all these things they came up with, trying to manipulate. They pretended as if they are succumbing or surrendering to the organization. They now begin to talk using tricks, using technical terms that some people might not understand, mixing words. And people will say, oh, Magnus Oraka is our member now. And Clayton Odong came to speak to us. Oh, I know Ting Tang, I know this, I know that. I will make IPOB now to be registered, to be heard in CNN. CNN will speak about BBC. I will force them to speak. What has happened since then till now is bullshit. Nothing. So now everybody relax. Did you see? Then go to logical consistency. Eventually they draw back again and begin to say, oh, it is not good that one person will be speaking for entire organization. Nobody will. They start going back to what the criticism they brought initially. So they are not steady. They are not ready to obey the command. They are not ready to obey the rule. They are not ready to follow the principle of the organization. They are jumping, deviating from one statement to another, speaking from one side of their mouth to another. You can see that when you look at their logical consistency, number one, their criticism is illogical. The argument have no strong base. Number two, their behavioral attitude is not consistent and can never be accepted in any organization. Organization you want to belong to, become a member, you started coming initially with the bombardment, accusation, insulting them, abusing them, trying to show a negative side of that organization. Eventually, the organization, because they have one systematic system they want to use, they are focused in what they are doing, they are disciplined following the command, they still allow you because they want every person in that region to come. Every day the leadership will go and say, oh, we are not disassociating or segregating, and we don't want to talk about who will rule Biafra now until when we get Biafra. Since how many years they started, 2009 till now, they are very consistent in their policy and they have not changed it. Now let me go back to Magnus Oraka, who said that his few people called him and said, "Can't we start our own organization and we name it? What is it called?" He said, "UROBO, UROBO Liberation Frontier." And what happened? Within 1 month, they begin to fight who will be the leader. This is why the Nnamdi Kanu, the leadership of IPOB, said it is command and control because black people are not disciplined. We must learn discipline, how to behave. I think if Magnus Oraka would have learned lesson, I think this thing he voiced out from his mouth would have been the best teacher, that he will never fool himself again, because he has already fooled himself. And I think the IPOB will see Magnus Oraka, as the way I'm seeing him, as irrelevant. Is no man, and there is nobody should give any position or allow Magnus Oraka to come into that organization and be messing up again. No, he's not a disciplined person. He's not a disciplined adult. There is something inconsistency in him. While he's criticizing from onset was because he want to have position. Because he didn't have this position, that's why he was tempted by other people who follow his own instincts. They followed his way of conversation, communication, his topic of discussion in his Facebook. And that's why they called him and said, "Do you know how many people who have called me, how many times that let us form our own organization apart from this IPOB?" I said, "I know, I'm not going to do that. I know, because I understand what Nnamdi Kanu is doing and I want to follow that consistency." You see, he tried it. It's not up to 1-2 months. They begin to fight. Magnus Oraka, you must have seen now the reason why in every Igbo union, the reason why they are, when the meeting will start, they start with the fight. When they want to end, they end with the fight. Every organization that is in Nigeria, there's none that will last up to 6 months without power tussle, leadership exchange of wars and argument of who has the knowledge best than the other person. Did you see it? UROBO people always accuse the Igbos of being arrogant or being superior. I said in my previous videos, I have not seen any Igbo man that have the time to come and tell you, UROBO people, I will come and take up your land. If Igbo people are concentrate their life in their business, try to do their business to succeed. Where are we competing with UROBO, Ijo, with Shekri or Anang, that we are more better than the people? It's this inferiority complex that is warning some of these people. I'm not saying all of them. Those people that came out with the boldness to challenge the status quo, they are intimidating themselves with the inferiority complex. I said it in the last video, Magnus Oraka. You say we should not be talking about majority. There is a majority, language of majority. That statement, that language is in dictionary. Minority is in dictionary. You cannot change it. In the eastern region of Nigeria, the Igbos are a majority. And you cannot intimidate by word or by any means to intimidate Igbo people and say they are not majority. I want to say it to the leadership of Martin Nnamdi Kanu of this IPOB that Magnus Oraka, no matter the grammar he speaks, no matter how his speech command, how beautiful, how smooth, how sugary it is, that man should not be allowed again to IPOB. Let him go and continue his UROBO freedom fighting frontier, and let's see the success he's going to make. We have people in Ijo before, they have Mend and all the rest of them. What have they achieved with the Mend? We have the people there controlling and protecting the oil pipeline. Their land is being destroyed by crude oils, by West oils. The military is shooting them, killing people in mass in their village, burning down villages. They are still guiding the oil pipe, but the Igbo man is the man they are challenging and telling us that it's not only you that can lead us. This nonsense have to stop. Magnus Oraka, I said that you should go to Warri and establish your own freedom fighting. If I were Nnamdi Kanu, I wouldn't even be talking about Warri Joe. I will allow you to go with the Hausa because I know that Buhari have said it before a few years ago. I can only allow Biafra to go if you will leave those areas for me. They know you are a pepper soup for them. But it's up to you. You have to make your choice. But I know that majority of you have known the truth. Somebody like you, Magnus Oraka, and the Clayton Udong, who speak about Trump will not support Biafra, Israel hate black people. I will talk about that one later. It's not now. We know who you are. We know where you are coming from. We know your characteristics from the beginning. A proud and a man who is pompous, who feel that is very eloquent that we should bow for you so that we give you the second in command in Biafra so that you come and take position and be leading us. Forget it. This is where I'm going to stop. Send this video to Magnus Oraka and Clayton Udong that they are complete flaws. They have flaws. They are not disciplined. They are not meant to be trusted. A man who damble from today you show color, white color, the next day you show blue color. Nobody knows your true color. And the people like you are the people that if you put them in front line, in charge of a good position, they will sell off Biafra, they will betray Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu have said, control and command, obey the last order. Let's follow him until the day he said that this canoe, I can no longer drive it again. Then we know that he have failed us. But for now, we must be disciplined. When we get Biafra, then Ishekiri come, UROBO come, Ijo come. Let us sit down and be talking who will rule and not to rule. We shouldn't be mad that we leave the enemy that are killing our people and we are talking about who to command and who not to command. All hell Biafra. This is Evangelist B. Please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, BC Radio 1 News is my channel. Please subscribe. If you like this video, like it, give me a thumb up, and share it to everywhere shareable, Instagram, Telegram, Messenger, WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Share it everywhere that Magnus Oraka and Clayton Udong will hear my opinion. May God bless you. May God bless Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and all the principal officers in IPOB. We shall get Biafra and we sit down and talk and discuss who will be in charge of which office and who will not be. God bless you.